Hello everyone, this is Patrick. I have written a book and I'm here to talk about it. Immigrants Guide to the USA. Now it's the same book as a different title, America, aimed at different markets. So who is this book for? This book is aimed at anyone who's planning to move to the US, either as a student or one of the employment visas like H1-B. So if you're planning to move to the US, I have written this book for you. I have been in the US for like more than 20 years, and when I look back, I wish I had known certain things when I entered the US. Things that would have helped me save or make hundreds of thousands of dollars more than what I have. When you're new to a country, you don't know what you don't know. Of course, there is always Google, but what are you going to Google for? Like for example, if you don't know that there is something called as IRA, individual retirement account, or a health savings account, and what are the uses for them, then you wouldn't make use of them. You wouldn't know how to save on taxes till someone tells you about 401k and so on. So this book covers those details. Let's look at a few of the chapters that I've written. So here you can see, first things first, what to bring. Like if you're planning to come to the US, what should you pack at the minimum? Over-the-counter medications that are available in the US, how insurance, health insurance, and all kinds of insurance works, and if you're planning to visit the doctor, how much will it cost, and what procedures, and what kind of doctor do you visit, the various insurances that are available, building strong, healthy relationships here in the US. If you're planning to get married and bring your spouse over here, so that's like after your spouse enters the US, what do? Many people go back to their native country to marry. So when you bring your spouse, what are the things that you're supposed to do? How to improve your credit score. Credit score is very important in this country. If you want to buy something on a loan like a house or a car, your credit score plays a huge role, and how do you improve them? And certain other things like how does the car buying process work in the US? What are the various pitfalls you have to look out for? There are lots of crooks in every market, and this will tell you what to look out for. Car accidents and dealing with police officers. When you're a new immigrant, you don't know what to do once you meet with an accident. And I've also noticed many immigrants don't even know how to talk to police officers. What are the permissions you should or should not give to a police officer? The process of renting or buying an apartment. What are the things you're supposed to take care of? The home buying process. What happens? How do you go choose a home? How do you go choose a lender? How's the mortgage and home application takes place? How much down payment do you need to buy a house? And other topics like your paycheck deductions. Like, okay, if they say like your salary is $100,000 or $150,000, do you get the entire amount? What are the various deductions? And how do you plan your taxes? Like, how do you save money by deductions? We're going to talk about pre-tax withholding and so on. Smart tax planning and various investment options. I've noticed most immigrants, the only investment that they make is in real estate. But in the US, there are like lots of choices in mutual funds, ETFs, and what is the best mutual fund to invest and so on. And what is the typical budget here in the US? How much does it cost to rent? How much does food cost? Typically, we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about where to spend your money. It's not all about saving. You have to know where to spend your money to make your life easier and better. And then, of course, we're also going to look at when to retire. You just don't retire one day when you're tired. Here, you have to think about Social Security, Medicare, and there are certain ages people retire because there are certain benefits associated with every age. We're going to talk about that. And of course, finally, the things to be careful about in the US. Let me look at a few chapters. Let's say, for example, first things first. As you've noticed right here, I haven't written this book like as a essay or paragraphs. In some places where paragraphs are important or needed, I have written it in a paragraph style. But in most places, you will see just single points addressing a particular topic. Like here, if you notice, the first statement, if you are a student, arrive a few weeks early. There will be a lot of paid on-campus jobs. Students arriving late usually find most positions filled. This single advice would help make you a ton of money if you're coming in here as a student. I've noticed lots of people come here like a week before their college opens. Of course, they are planning to save on rent. But what happens is, if you come a week before the college opens, almost all the on-campus jobs are filled. If you just come like 3 or 4 weeks early, a month early, even though you will be like paying an extra month in rent, most of you will land on-campus jobs which would pay like thousands of dollars per month. What to bring to the US? Make sure you learn to drive a car in your country before landing in the US. How to handle winters in the US? If you're planning to move to one of the northern states in the US, like Boston, New York, and places like that, it's not all about buying a winter coat. No, you have to make sure that you take care of your skin. Winters dry out the skin in the US, and if you plan to drive on snow, make sure it's a four-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive. I've also listed some of the over-the-counter medications that you can just walk into any pharmacy and buy here. For most of the small ailments like a fever or a runny nose or an allergies, you don't really have to visit a doctor here. You can walk into any pharmacy and then buy over-the-counter medications, and this will tell you like what medications you can use, how insurance works, and the different types of insurance that is available in the US. Like not just health insurance, there is dental insurance, eye insurance, life insurance, accidental death and dismemberment insurance, long-term disability insurance, home and renters insurance, auto insurance, and umbrella insurance. So we're going to learn about all these different types of insurances. And even though you may not have all these insurances when you enter this country, but once you start accumulating wealth, you need to make sure that you have all these insurances. So the link to buy this book, I will place it right here. Of course, if you are in like a foreign country like India, you may have to do a search on Amazon. This book is available on Amazon. You can do a search. And I think in India, you have the Kindle version that you can buy. I hope you all enjoy it. If you are new to the US or if you're planning to come to the US, I strongly recommend this book. I really wish someone had sat me down and told me about all these things when I first came here. This would have helped me be very good with my finances and every other things that you learn from your mistakes. And if you know of anyone who's planning to move to the US as a student or on an employment visa, this would be a great gift for them. If you love this book, please make sure to leave a review for me on Amazon.com. Thank you for listening. So once again, this is Immigrants Guide to the US. This is the back of the book, and that's me right here. Thank you.